Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to another video where we're going to be talking about going further down the Fool's Journey. Just a recap for any of you who do not know what I'm meaning when I'm saying the Fool's Journey. The Fool's Journey represents like a coming of age story from the time that you are young or young-minded to finding yourself. There are always challenges and obstacles that occur, and it's testing to see if you will keep going and being persistent until you reach your goal. So like The Alchemist is a great example of a book version that shows the Fool's Journey. The Odyssey is a great example of a movie that shows the Fool's Journey. Our lives are Fool's Journeys. And the more that you can connect it to the tarot cards and get guidance from the tarot cards, whether you're having someone else read for you or you're reading for yourself, the better you will be able to navigate your journey. So today we are going to be talking about the Chariot card. Or the Chariot energy if you happen to be in that energy. So I always first like to go over or get closer to show you guys the cards. This one is from the Everyday Witch Tarot, and it's a more modern version. She is on this motorcycle, and the motorcycle has the sidecar with her cat there, and she's trying to decide which way to go, this way or that way, with the black arrow and the white arrow. And we'll get down to deciphering all the meanings in just a second. This one is from the Book of Shadows So Below deck, and she's driving a car, and definitely another modern kind of a version. Usually, as you can see by these two over here, usually the card depicts a horse in some way. The symbol of the horse or the spirit animal of the horse is usually on the card, but in this one, she is driving a car, and she's driving a car full of children, but she is moving forward or allowing this vehicle to help her to move forward. Then we have this version, which is more classical, more of a classic version. And you have this, it's a very androgynous person, if you ask me. You could say it's a man, you could say it's a woman. The energy wouldn't matter whether this reading is for a man or a woman, but I think that this is an androgynous looking person who is riding out on a horse to their destiny. If you just look at their face, it looks very determined. It looks like I have a place to go, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to mark my territory when I get there. And so I like that depiction. Also, in this deck, this is the John Holland Psychic Tarot. It is called Triumph. This card is called Triumph, which is definitely one of the major themes of this card. And then we have this beautiful, I just think that I say this like every week, but I really feel like the Light Seers Tarot has my favorite illustrations ever. And I love this one. And as you notice, it has a black and white horse, just like over here, this depiction has a black and white arrow, right? So this one has a black and white horse and buggy, and the rider is on top of the buggy, taking risk, right? It's about taking risk, because you're not just gonna be up there if you don't know, if you don't know what you do. He don't got no shirt on, seems kind of reckless, like he's, whatever comes to me type thing. But we have these deep purples and reds in this card, and then the black and white energy or colors, as I had mentioned. So the Chariot card, or if you are in the Chariot energy, is definitely about triumph. It's about victory. It's also very much about movement. It's movement within yourself, like spiritual movement, making better decisions for yourself, making progress for yourself. But it's also physical movement. This card comes up a lot if there's an indication that you are about to relocate, whether you're moving from house to house, home to home, apartment to apartment, whether you're moving to a different city, whether you're moving to a different state, whether you're moving to a different country altogether. This is about movement. It's also about like moving forward in a relationship. It has anything to do with movement. It could even be a signal that you need to infuse more movement into your life, such as exercising or working out. I also wanted to mention, let me just step back. In this video this week, I've been guided to use an additional deck to pull a message. So usually we just go over the meaning and what that means to you in your journey. But if you stay till the end, I will be pulling a card in relation to this energy to get a personalized message for anyone who is listening to this video. This message will be for you. So If you watched the lovers video that we did 2 weeks ago, if you haven't watched it, definitely go back now and watch the lovers video. It's on the playlist for Fool's Journey. We spoke about, in addition to the Lover's card being about love and soulmates and twin flames and all of this, it is also about making major decisions, okay? And people overlook that a lot. They just see lovers, they think that's all it's about. Lover's card is about making major decisions. So the Chariot card that follows this is taking action to that decision that you made. If you decided, I'm sick of feeling like a lack of energy, I'm sick of my body being the way it is, I want to make it stronger, I want to make it healthier, then this is you actually signing up for that gym membership. This is actually you leaving the house and going for a walk that turns into a jog that turns into a run. If this is you deciding you want better finances in your life, this is you sitting down and making that budget. This is you hiring that financial coach. This is you opening that savings account. This is the action behind the decision. And these are not easy decisions to be made because the black and white horse represent two totally different outcomes. They may both be alluring, like this way or that way. There may be a very hard decision that you had to make, but it also shows us that it is our own personal decisions and choices that dictate our life and how our life is going to turn out. So it can rain and you can choose to use an umbrella, or you can choose to try to wing it and end up getting wet, right? Somebody, you could be in a relationship, in a non-fulfilling relationship, or an abusive or toxic relationship. You can choose to try to stay, and I'm not victim blaming at all, you know, but there's choices. And should I stay and try to work this out, or should I leave and seek help and try to get better, you know? You make the decision. Everyone is suffering, okay? The Buddhists believe that to be on earth, to be in life, to be alive is to suffer. You can choose to wallow in the suffering, right? Or you can choose to do something to make a difference, to pull yourself out of it, you know? These are the choices that we make in life. I do notice a lot of red. Her motorcycle over here is red. This flag is red. There's some red in here. These are usually choices, not always, but usually choices that have to do with the root chakra. And the root chakra meaning your finances, your home life, your physical body, the amount of stability you have, the amount of security you have. So these are major decisions. This is not like, should I have coffee or tea this morning? It's like, should I leave this job for another job? You know, the hours are different, but the pay is better. You know, should I leave this person or stay with this person? Should I move across the country, or should I stay here? You know, I feel like there's better opportunities all the way in New York, and I live in California, but that's a huge, you know, undertaking. These are those kind of decisions. But most likely, if you're in this energy, you're fed up with living however it was that you're living, and you're ready to move on to something that's bigger and better. It also deals with, if you see, she's wearing this yellow blazer she has on here. And these horses, they deal with the solar plexus chakra, which is our energy center that deals with our willpower, our determination, our courage. It's like, are you going to do it, right? And I also like the depiction of this card because the kids are in the background. And I feel like a lot of people, myself included, our children are our motivation to move forward. So when you forget, you know, why you started this journey, or when the journey gets rough, or when you get lost, or if there's detours, or if you burst a tire on your journey, so to say, you remember why you started, and then you keep going. You remember why you have to make these major decisions because of your motivation. There may also be red flags that are presenting themselves to you at this point that are telling you it is time for you to move forward. Because even his or her hair is red in this picture, you know. So red flags meaning that spirit is showing you things that you need to see in order to make decisions and take actions accordingly. Okay, so this is the Chariot energy. If you're in this energy, it's time to take action. Okay, this is not, sometimes I tell people, like, listen, when we get to like the Wheel of Fortune, this is when there are extenuating circumstances that are outside of your control, and it's best to just take the oar out of the boat and just let life take you to where it's going to take you, because it's going to take you there regardless. This is a time to put the oar back in the water and steer it, because you notice all these people are in charge. They all have their hands on the reins or on the wheels or on the handlebars. They are in charge of their destiny. okay? And they are steering this way or that way, which again further speaks to you taking, or you having accountability with the choices that you make in life, because you know that the outcomes are going to be based on the choices that you make, okay? But now is the time for action, okay? If this card is coming up for you, or if this is resonating with you, this is time to take action, okay? You want to start that new business, write the business plan, okay? All right, you want to start that garden, plant your first seed. You want to make a baby, go ahead and get the sexy music and sexy lingerie out, okay? You have to take the action. You have to make it happen. You got to be done with that savior syndrome. You got to make it happen for yourself. So we're going to pull a card in relation to this energy, see what Spirit's saying about triumph in the Chariot. Chariots of Fire. You may want to listen to that song, Chariots of Fire, to get you hyped up so you could go ahead and make these decisions you know you need to make for yourself. Spirit, what message do you have for those listening to this message? What message do you have? What further message do you have? And the message is judgment, okay? Judgment is about rebirth, okay? Some of you claim, I'll show it a little longer. Some of you claim you want a new life, right? I want different. I don't want to do this. I don't want to wake up again on what I call the hamster wheel, okay? All my days are starting to look the same. I wake up, I take care of the kids, I go to work, I clean this house, I go to sleep, repeat. Or this is just too heavy for me. I'm sick of living impoverished. I'm sick of not feeling healthy and not having energy. I'm sick of being in this relationship with this person who does nothing for me, doesn't help me build, doesn't help me grow. I want different. Okay, well, Spirit is saying, we'll do different. If you want different, because the Judgment card is about rebirth. It's about a whole new life, a whole new world, okay? It's about, let me put it here. Hold on. Hold on. Those trumpets sounding, right? If you look in the middle there, where's my wand? Here it is. There's a dove here. Doves represent spirit, right? This is telling you that God helps those who help themselves. People just pray. I know I'm going to leave it at the altar. I know God's going to fix it, Jesus. Okay, but Jesus also helps those who help themselves. It's not just going to go away if you don't take actions. If you're dealing with something with your health, you have to research. Yes, listen to your doctor and everything, but if the regimen that you're on is not exactly working the way you would like, now would be a great time to do some research to see what you can do as far as like complementary and alternative medicines. In addition to the treatment plan that your doctor has given you, why don't you try some aromatherapy? Why don't you try some crystal healing? Why don't you go to energy healing? Why don't you get a tarot reading to see what on a deeper, more fundamental level is plaguing you? Why don't you see a shaman to see what emotional and mental issues are plaguing you that's causing the physical manifestation of those issues, okay? So if you want to be reborn, you know, you have to make it happen, okay? You have to put all your faculty. If you want to achieve balance in your life, see there's two dolphins here, there's two trumpeters here, there's two people, there's even a child down there. If you want different, you have to create different. If you want to be reborn and your life started, or reinvent, that's what I'm trying to say. Reinvent yourself, then reinvent yourself. Stop moving in the ways that you were moving. Okay, because old keys don't open new doors, but you have to do it, okay? So this is the message coming through. A lot of you are asking for new life. Make it happen. Some of you are not going to find new life in that little ass town of yours. You know nothing happens there. You know nothing happens there. You have to move, okay? So these are the messages coming through. I hope that you enjoyed this reading this week, and I will talk to you guys on next week, all right? Peace.